Your liver does its hardest work while you sleep. Most people have no idea. From about 10 o'clock at night onward, the organ that filters your blood, breaks down your medications, and decides whether the fat in your meals gets stored or burned shifts into repair mode for the night. And what you eat in that last hour before bed either helps it do that job or hands it more work it cannot finish by morning. After 60, this matters more than you think. Nearly 1 in 3 adults is walking around with extra fat packed inside the liver right now. And most of them feel perfectly fine because a struggling liver does not hurt. There are no pain nerves inside it to warn you. By the time it shows up on a routine blood test, the damage has been quietly building for years. I've spent 15 years watching this quiet problem turn into a serious one. So tonight, I'm giving you the fruits to eat in the evening that actually help your liver clear that fat while you sleep. Some of them you would expect. A few will genuinely surprise you, and one is a fruit most people over 60 are told to stay away from. And at the very end, I will hand you a simple bedtime recipe that puts the best of them into one glass. Before I tell you the first fruit, I want to say something to the person watching this who is worried they have left it too late. You have not. I have watched people in their 70s turn a fatty liver around because the liver is one of the only organs in your body that can genuinely repair itself once you stop overloading it and start giving it what it needs. That is the whole reason I do this. I want you living longer, stronger, and healthier well past the age everyone told you to slow down. So I took everything I tell my own patients, the food, the timing, the small daily habits that actually move the needle, and I put it into one simple plan. It has already helped thousands of people over 60 get their energy and their numbers back. If you want it, the link is sitting right there on your screen whenever you are ready for it. Now, let's talk about your liver. Here is what almost no one explains to you in a 12-minute office visit. Your liver is the busiest factory in your body, and it runs the night shift. While you sleep and you are not eating, your liver does the heavy lifting. It pulls fat out of storage and burns it for fuel. It packages up waste and toxins to be cleared. It repairs its own cells from the wear of the day. This is the fasting window, the stretch from your last bite at night until your first bite in the morning, and it is when the liver is meant to empty its tank. The problem comes from what we hand it right before that window opens. When your last food of the day is a bowl of ice cream, a fistful of crackers, or a glass of juice, you flood the liver with sugar and fat at the exact moment it was about to start cleaning house. So instead of burning fat overnight, it spends the night storing it. Do that for years, and the fat builds up inside the liver cells themselves. We call that fatty liver, or by its medical name, hepatic steatosis, which simply means fat sitting where it does not belong. Left alone, that fat inflames the liver, and inflammation over time turns to scarring. And here is why the timing is the part nobody tells you. It is not only what you eat, it is when. A fatty liver almost never announces itself. It moves through stages quietly. First, the fat builds up, then it inflames, and that stage has a name, steatohepatitis, which just means a fatty liver that has started to burn. Then, over years, that low fire lays down scar tissue, and scar tissue does not come back. The window where you can still turn this around is the early window, and most people are sitting in it right now without knowing it. The evening is your daily chance to use that window instead of waste it. Every fruit I'm about to give you does one of 3 jobs during that overnight window. It delivers antioxidants that mop up the damage from processing all that fat, compounds that neutralize the rust-like stress inside your cells. It carries soluble fiber that feeds your gut bacteria and cuts down the fat and toxins flowing up to your liver in the first place, or it brings plant compounds that flip a switch in the liver from storing fat back to burning it. And every one of them is low enough in sugar that you can eat it at night without spiking your insulin right before bed. Let me show you the first one. The first fruit is the kiwi, and it earns the bedtime slot more than almost anything else on this list. Most people think of kiwi as just a tart green fruit with a lot of vitamin C. It has that. One kiwi covers most of your day's vitamin C, and that vitamin matters here because your liver burns through antioxidants overnight as it processes fat. But the reason I tell patients to eat kiwi specifically at night is what it does to your sleep. Kiwi is one of the few foods naturally high in serotonin, the calming chemical your brain uses to wind down. Researchers at Taipei Medical University had people eat 2 kiwis an hour before bed, and within a few weeks, those people were falling asleep faster and staying asleep longer. That is not a side note. Your liver does its repair work during deep sleep. So a fruit that deepens your sleep is quietly protecting your liver through the whole night. If you sleep badly, your liver never gets its full shift. On top of the sleep angle, kiwi brings soluble fiber and a set of polyphenols, natural plant antioxidants that help calm the low-grade inflammation that drives liver fat. To use it, eat 1 or 2 whole kiwis about an hour before bed. Eat the skin if you can manage it, because that is where much of the fiber and antioxidant load lives. Give it a quick rinse and a rub, and the fuzz is easy to get past. Number 2 is blueberries, and this is the one with the strongest direct evidence for the liver itself. What makes a blueberry deep blue is a pigment called anthocyanin. That pigment is one of the most powerful liver protective compounds we know of in food. In clinical trials, concentrated anthocyanins lowered the liver enzymes that signal liver stress, markers called ALT and AST that climb when liver cells are inflamed and leaking. Blueberries' anthocyanins do 2 things at once. They cool the inflammation inside the liver, and they appear to slow the liver's own machinery for making and storing new fat. If you skip this one because berries feel like a treat, you are walking past one of the cheapest pieces of liver insurance in the grocery store. Frozen works just as well as fresh here, and frozen is often picked riper, so the pigment content is high. Here's how to use them at night. A small handful, about half a cup, on their own or stirred into a little plain yogurt. Keep the portion modest because while the sugar in a blueberry is low and wrapped in fiber, you do not want a giant bowl right before bed. Half a cup gives your liver the pigment it needs without much sugar at all. Third on the list is one that surprises almost everyone because most people do not even know it is a fruit: the avocado. Yes, botanically the avocado is a fruit, and for your liver it might be the most useful one on this entire list. Most people avoid it because they hear the word fat and panic. That fear is costing them. The fat in an avocado is monounsaturated fat, the same family as olive oil, and it is one of the most liver-friendly foods you can eat. It helps pull fat out of the liver rather than pack it in. The avocado does something else that no other fruit here does as well. It is rich in glutathione, which is the master antioxidant your liver uses to detoxify everything that passes through it. Your liver makes glutathione itself, but production falls as we age, and a fatty liver burns through it fast. Eating a fruit that carries glutathione and the building blocks to make more of it is direct support for the exact system that cleans your blood overnight. On top of that, a single avocado carries around 10 grams of fiber, which feeds the gut and slows everything down. A quarter to a half of an avocado in the evening is plenty. Mash it with a little salt and lemon, or slice it onto a small piece of whole grain toast a couple of hours before bed. It is filling, so it also stops the late night snack raid that wrecks so many livers. So far, every fruit has done the same quiet work, mopping up the damage and slowing the fat down, and we are only 3 in. The next ones are where it gets interesting, including the one your doctor may have told you to avoid. Quick favor before I go on. If this is the first time anyone has actually explained why your liver needs help at night, instead of just telling you to eat better, hit subscribe and give this video a like. And if someone in your family is fighting their weight or their blood sugar, send it to them, because a fatty liver sits underneath both. So, number 4 is red grapes, and the color is the whole point. The skin of a red or purple grape is loaded with resveratrol, a plant compound that has become one of the most studied molecules in aging and liver research. Resveratrol works in the liver by activating a set of internal switches that tell your cells to burn fat for energy instead of hoarding it. It also calms inflammation in the liver and helps protect the liver cells from the oxidative stress of processing fat overnight. The green grape does not carry nearly as much of this, so reach for the red and purple ones. Now, a word of caution that keeps this honest. Grapes are sweeter than the other fruits we have covered, so portion is everything here. This is not a fruit to eat by the bowlful at night. About 10 to 15 red grapes is the right evening dose. Eat them whole, skin and all, because the resveratrol lives in the skin. A small trick I like is to freeze them because frozen grapes take longer to eat and feel like a real dessert, which keeps you from reaching for actual ice cream. Number 5 is the humble apple, and it works on your liver through a back door most people never think about, your gut. An apple is one of the best sources of soluble fiber there is in the form of pectin. When that pectin reaches your gut, it feeds the good bacteria living there, and those bacteria produce compounds that travel up to the liver and tell it to calm down and store less fat. This connection between your gut and your liver runs in a straight line through a vein called the portal vein, and a healthy gut sends the liver healthy signals. A troubled gut floods it with inflammation. The apple quietly fixes the upstream end of that pipe. There is more. The skin of an apple carries quercetin, an antioxidant shown to reduce fat buildup and inflammation in the liver. Peel the apple and you throw most of that away, so eat it whole. A medium apple in the evening is ideal, and a slightly tart one, like a Granny Smith, has less sugar and even more of the good fiber. If you want it to feel like a treat, slice it and sprinkle real cinnamon on top, which has its own gentle blood sugar benefit. Eat it an hour or two before bed so the fiber has time to do its work. Number 6 is pomegranate, and almost nobody thinks to reach for it at night, mostly because it has earned a reputation for being a hassle to eat. It is worth the small effort. Those little ruby seeds, the arils, are packed with compounds called punicalliges, which are some of the most potent antioxidants found in any fruit, stronger ounce for ounce than green tea or red wine. For your liver, that antioxidant power goes straight to the problem. A fatty liver is a liver under oxidative stress, that slow internal rusting I keep coming back to, and pomegranate floods it with exactly the compounds that quench that stress. The result in the research has been lower liver fat and calmer liver inflammation. Pomegranate works on the fat itself, too. It helps your body handle blood fats called triglycerides, the same fats that get dumped into an overworked liver, and it supports the liver's ability to clear them out instead of storing them. For a fruit that tastes like a dessert, it is doing serious metabolic work overnight. A word on what to buy, because this one trips people up. The whole seeds are what you want, not the sugary bottled pomegranate drinks, which strip out the fiber and concentrate the sugar until you are basically drinking soda. If you buy juice at all, make it a small splash of pure, unsweetened juice, never the cocktail blends. In the evening, about a quarter to a half cup of the fresh seeds is a perfect amount. Sprinkle them over plain yogurt or eat them by the spoonful. A quick way to seed one without the mess is to have it and tap the back with a wooden spoon over a bowl. The seeds drop right out. That burst of tart sweetness makes it feel like a real treat, which is exactly the point because it keeps you away from the things that actually hurt your liver at night. Number 7 is papaya, and this is the one almost nobody in this country thinks to eat for their liver. Papaya carries a natural enzyme called papain, which helps your body break down protein and ease the digestive load. And it is packed with antioxidants like beta-carotene and vitamin C that the liver leans on. In the parts of the world where papaya grows, the fruit and even its seeds have been used for liver support for generations. And modern work is starting to back up why. The antioxidants in papaya help defend liver cells against the kind of damage that drives fat accumulation and early scarring. It is also gentle and low in sugar, which makes it a smart fruit to eat at night. A struggling, sluggish digestion at bedtime puts more strain on the liver, and papaya helps things move. Use about 1 cup of fresh papaya cubed in the evening. Squeeze a little lime over it, which lifts the flavor and adds even more vitamin C. If fresh papaya is hard to find near you, a ripe one keeps well, and it is worth asking your grocer to stock it. Number 8 is a surprise I promised you, and it is grapefruit. The one fruit a lot of people over 60 have been told to stay away from. Let me explain both sides because this is important. Grapefruit is one of the best fruits in the world for a fatty liver. It is rich in a compound called naringenin, the antioxidant that gives grapefruit its slight bitterness. And naringenin has been shown to push the liver toward burning fat and to reduce the fat stored inside liver cells. It also fights the inflammation that turns a simple fatty liver into a scarred one. Ounce for ounce, few fruits do more for the organ we are talking about tonight. So why are people warned off it? Grapefruit contains compounds that block an enzyme in your gut called CYP3A4, the enzyme that breaks down many common medications. With that enzyme blocked, certain drugs build up to higher levels than intended. This matters most with some cholesterol statins, certain blood pressure pills, and a handful of other medications. This is the one fruit on this list where I have to be direct with you. If you take any prescription medication, do not add grapefruit until you have asked your doctor or pharmacist whether it is safe with your specific list. For many people, it is completely fine. For some, it is not, and only your own medication list can answer that. If you are clear to eat it, half a grapefruit in the evening or a few segments is a perfect liver-supporting note to end the day on. A little sweetness from a sprinkle of cinnamon takes the bitter edge off without sugar. Before I give you the bonus recipe, I need to draw a clear line, the way I would in my own office. These fruits support a liver that is fatty or stressed. They are not a treatment for a liver that is already in trouble. If you have yellowing of your skin or the whites of your eyes, that is jaundice. It means you see a doctor promptly. The same goes for pain or swelling in the upper right side of your belly, dark urine, or unexplained swelling in your legs and abdomen. Those are not fruit problems. Those are see someone problems. And if you already carry a diagnosis of liver disease, hepatitis, or you are on medication, fold these fruits in only with your doctor's blessing, especially the grapefruit. Food is the foundation. It is not the whole house. Let me tell you about someone I will call Patricia. She was 64, recently retired, and she came in feeling fine, just tired in a way she could not shake. Her blood work told a different story. Her ALT, that liver enzyme I mentioned, was up, and an ultrasound showed a moderately fatty liver. She was stunned. She barely drank, and she had always assumed liver trouble was a drinker's problem. We did not start with a prescription. We started with her evenings. Patricia had a habit of winding down with a bowl of cereal or a couple of cookies most nights right before bed, right as her liver was meant to start its night shift. We swapped that. Some nights it was kiwi and a few blueberries. Other nights, half an avocado on toast or apple slices with cinnamon. On the weekend, grapefruit after her pharmacist confirmed it was safe with her blood pressure pill. And she added a 10-minute walk after dinner. 3 months later, her ALT had come down toward the normal range, and the heavy tiredness had lifted. Her liver was doing what a liver does when you stop fighting it. None of this was a miracle. It was her giving the organ its night shift back. Now, the bonus I promised. The simple bedtime recipe that puts the best of these into one glass. I call it the bedtime liver tonic, and it takes 2 minutes. Into a blender, put 1 whole kiwi, peeled or scrubbed. Add a small handful of blueberries, about a quarter cup. Add a quarter of an avocado for that glutathione and the healthy fat. Pour in about half a cup of plain unsweetened kefir or plain yogurt, which brings probiotics for the gut-liver connection we talked about, and a splash of water to loosen it. Finish with a small shake of real cinnamon. Blend it smooth. That is it. It is low in sugar, rich in the exact antioxidants and fiber your liver wants overnight, and it gives you something to reach for at night that is working for your liver instead of against it. Drink it about an hour before bed in place of the snack that used to undo your whole night. Let me give you a couple of easy variations so you do not get bored of it, because the one you actually keep doing is the one that works. On a night you want it to feel more like dessert, drop in a few red grapes or a spoonful of pomegranate seeds before you blend. If your stomach is sensitive at night, skip the kefir and use plain water with a few of the blueberries and the avocado. You do not have to. A small bowl of kiwi and blueberries with a spoon of plain yogurt does most of the same work. The tool is not the blender. The tool is the swap, trading the late night starch for the fruit. Notice I left the grapefruit out of the blended recipe on purpose because of the medication issue we covered. Keep grapefruit separate, eaten on its own, and only if your doctor or pharmacist has cleared it with your list. So here is exactly what to do tonight. 5 simple steps. 1. Close your kitchen earlier. Try to make your last food of the night one of these fruits instead of a starch or a sweet, so your liver starts its night shift empty. 2. Pick one fruit from tonight's list that is already in your house and eat a small portion of it about an hour before bed. 3. If you want the full effect, make the bedtime liver tonic. Kiwi, blueberries, a little avocado, plain kefir, a shake of cinnamon. 4. Add a 10-minute walk after dinner. It helps your muscles pull sugar out of your blood before it ever reaches the liver. 5. If you take any prescription medication, write down one question for your pharmacist this week. Is grapefruit safe with my list? That one question protects you and unlocks the best liver fruit there is. Now, eating the right fruit at night is half the picture. The other half is what you do first thing in the morning, because there are a few ordinary morning habits, things you might be doing every single day with the best of intentions that quietly feed a fatty liver and undo the good work you did overnight.